What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Brad and James, the live, fun, interactive conversation about almost anything. We are so excited to be here tonight and excited to have you all along with us. How's it going, man?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty well.
First, let's just talk about the shirt. Let's just let's just hit it right off the bat.
I was going to ask.
The shirt is fire.
Oh no, mine's not. It's just. I mean, it's not. It's pretty common.
That's it. Well, look, I think it looked. I
mean, I do like the colors.
You hit it today.
But your shirt, your jersey.
We told you we was gonna bring out the repertoire.
Yeah, I know. And you also said there was going to be a history lesson along with it. So obviously, I need to learn something.
Tonight, this is the St. Louis Stars of the Negro Leagues. Oh, okay. So it's So shout out to the hometown.
It's pretty slick, man.
I like it. Hey, it's one of my favorites. Don't get to wear it too often. So
now I don't want to ask the wrong questions here.
Okay.
But the Negro League, is that something
that's the one with black people? That was the. Did you? Was that not the question?
That was not the question.
Oh, okay.
But thank you for explaining that.
Yes.
Could we just go ahead and get that out of the way? Make sure that I knew that.
Okay.
As I did.
Yeah.
But is this a league that they still play today?
No, this is on the past ancient, original.
See, that's
Negro
what I was
leagues.
wondering. I didn't know if it was like something that they continued on and just kind of had a
so it had some of the
sub-league
famous teams, the Kansas City Monarchs, and some of those famous teams. Satchel Paige and I'll play for. But
it's pretty slick.
Some amazing history.
Where did you get that? I mean, obviously, I'm guessing there
in
St. Louis.
Oh, I can't remember. I got this in St. Louis.
But it seems like it would be hard to get your hands on.
I think they're available. You probably find them on eBay. There's dealers out there that you can find them, and so. But yeah, man, it's been good. It's been good. This is one of my favorites.
Does it have a name on the back?
No, no name on the back. Just that's it. A lot of my jerseys aren't customized. So
man, one year, this is kind of random, but we're on jerseys. Oh, that looks so good. Yeah. It was like, I think it was 2000. I'm not sure what year it was, but it was a World Cup year.
Okay.
And I was like, man, I want a United States jersey. And so I'm going to have to bust that out. Maybe closer to.
Did you get one?
I did, and personalized.
Okay.
So, I'm rocking Smith on the back, number 1. But that's
you went to the World Cup, or did you?
No, of course not. Most of those they're out of the country, so me.
Yeah.
I didn't venture over to Germany or wherever they were last time.
You could have gone to Germany. You could have.
I know, but I did not go to the World Cup. I just wanted to show my support for the country. And our country.
How did we do that year when you bought the jersey?
We started really well. I remember because we won our first game. In that first game, I think Clint Dempsey, I think that's his name, but he scored a goal within the first 8 seconds of the match.
Okay.
And people were like losing their minds. I was watching it on my phone, like going home from work.
Yep.
And by the time I pulled it up and started live streaming, we'd already scored, and it was only like 8 seconds into the game, and it was the craziest thing. It was pretty hype for United States men's soccer team.
For their men's,
that's a big deal for them. But
so since you brought up soccer,
right?
How big really is that in the U.S.? Like, is it like now that, especially now that we've had this like COVID sports drought?
Yep.
Is anyone just like thirsty for soccer?
Yeah, I would have to say so. And now I'm not a big soccer fan. Well, let me rephrase that. I didn't play. I played 1 year in high school, so I didn't grow up.
What high school was that?
That was at Northeast Jones.
Northeast Jones. Okay,
yeah,
for the Tigers.
All right, Tigers. Class of 02.
Very cool.
But I do know soccer in general has grown immensely in the United States, probably over the last decade or so. So that's pretty cool to see that sport that's really growing.
Yeah.
And a lot of, especially here, like in Jones County, dude, youth league soccer is a big deal. I mean, I don't know if you knew that or not. You're looking at me like you didn't.
No, well, no, I know soccer is big money at this age. I'm just kind of thinking professional. Like, like is it a thing?
I do think it is now. But I think it's grown to that point that it's to a spot that people are like, they have a really obviously it's not as large fan base as other sports, but
yeah.
I mean,
but is it
I
growing?
think they've grown. I think it is growing. I think it has grown. And I mean, first of all, especially for ladies, I mean, the United States ladies World Cup team, they're like the most dominant team that's out right now. They've won 3 World Cups, and I mean, they could just keep on winning. They've been amazing.
Yeah,
last few times. It's good for sports in general and for girls sports, and so I think soccer as a whole for this country is growing, which is good because globally we're pretty far behind. In that sport. So
it seems to be the one that everybody's looking to have come back globally. So anyway, shout out, hey Sarah Bullard. That's my friend. They're from Paso Robles, California. Want to say hello to them as well. I think I do think when we're talking about soccer, I do think it's one of those things that you go outside the United States and it's massive.
Absolutely.
And so I think it's growing here. I think that's a fair assessment. But,
I think.
But I'm just wondering, like, is this something that people want? So this weekend, there were NASCAR races.
There was a NASCAR
the rumor
race
that I've heard.
Yeah, there was.
I missed it. Don't know how, but I missed it.
You missed it.
I missed it.
Shocker.
And so
I am shocked.
I'm not even now. Which race was it? This was the.
Couldn't tell you. Couldn't tell you. But I just know there was one.
All right. So this is the thing. Since and I need just education. One of my friends, Jeff Applin, is always trying to educate me on NASCAR.
Right.
So the thing I don't understand is when they name the race. So let's say it's like because they talk about great drinks, Pepsi or Coca-Cola 500.
Coca-Cola 500, yes.
Is that 500 miles or is that 500 laps?
That's 500 miles.
So every time, like the Indianapolis 500 is 500 miles.
I think it's miles. If I'm wrong, someone please count that out to me on the comments. But it's miles, isn't it?
Or is there sometimes? Each lap is a mile? No,
it can't be because different tracks are longer than a mile.
Right, because like Talladega, is that one? That's a big one. Isn't that more than a mile around?
Yeah, I think it's miles. I think
so every
the number
time
is
the
miles.
Okay,
but that doesn't mean each trip around the
where
track.
Where are NASCAR people out there to help us bring some knowledge about this?
So sad.
So I'm just saying. Anyway, I that's the part I didn't understand. So, but you're watching. Okay, so
I think that it's like Daytona 500.
Yeah,
that's 500 miles because the track is larger than a mile long.
Okay,
so they go like laps and still equal 500
miles. Okay, all right.
So that's because
I've seen somewhere like laps, like 280 laps. I'm all goodness.
Yeah, well, it could be.
And they're going at high speed, so you're kind
close
of thinking
to 200 miles an hour.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
it's crazy. No, I just Hagen wants to add something. Go ahead, Hagen. What were you gonna say?
Talladega 500 is 188 laps.
There you go.
Miles. So Talladega is a big track,
a lot of miles.
Yeah. So.
I mean, if you think about it, that's pretty far distance.
It's a long, but going 200 miles an hour, you kind of think, well,
that's true. Yeah, you get there a lot quicker than in a regular car.
But you keep going in the oval. But it is. I've heard it's exciting. I have to admit, I have not gone. Like I said, my buddy Jeff Applin keeps wanting me to go.
We should go together.
How about no?
How about it? I've never been either, which I know is a shocker to many of you out there.
I'm working my way up to a race. Now, and this is where we go. Anything you want from me to do, the price. It's very simple. It does not change.
Okay. So what's next on the?
I'm just saying.
Right. I understand.
Okay. I'm like I am James. I change it not.
I understand.
Okay, all right. So you want to go to NASCAR?
I know the price.
Okay,
I know the entry fee. I know the entry fee.
We got a nice shirts from a Miss Ashley Burnett Smith. Are you familiar with her?
I am familiar with her.
Okay, all right.
She's hot.
She sent just so y'all think Brad's talking trash. That's his wife. She said nice shirts. So we both got nice shirts today. So that was cool. So that was cool. Well, listen, Brett. So where we at tonight? What's our topic? I know we were starting with sports on there. We were looking at several things this week.
Yeah, we kind of were. We were still kind of carrying on the conversation with how do people feel about the country, so to speak, reopening.
Yeah.
And I know, guys, that we've kind of keyed in on this COVID-19, but rightfully so, I feel like, because there's a lot going on. It seems like things change daily. Yeah. And but yeah, we talked about that a little bit last week about do we handle things for just ourselves, or do we try to handle things for the common good? And
kind of looking beyond ourselves. And we were talking about masks. So this week,
but more and more, I mean, how's your life been more things have been opening?
Well, I haven't really traveled much since, but you actually went away for your anniversary. By the way, congratulations on 2 years.
Yeah.
2 years now, 98 more to go in the contract originally. So we're talking about, so how was it when you were out traveling? Like, what's that like?
Well, we traveled to Ocean Springs, down, if you don't know, that's about an hour and 47 minutes south of us on the Mississippi Gulf Coast. And honestly, dude, I'm gonna tell you, it was a Tuesday, so we got there Tuesday afternoon, and we spent some time downtown that evening. And I'll be honest with you, and you may not like hearing this, a lot of people may not like it, but dude, Tuesday night, you would have thought it was Friday night. Now, I'm sure a lot of that had to do with the fact that the governor and our state, officials had kind of reopened more just this past weekend. So there were a few more opportunities to socialize with safe practices, but there were still quite a bit of people. I mean, I'm not saying it was like, Manhattan on a busy night or something, but It felt, I didn't go down there thinking it was a ghost town or it seemed like a ghost town. It kind of seemed normal.
How was the place where y'all stayed? Was it packed, or as far as
the place we stayed at was not packed. It's not a chain like hotel or anything. They call it a boutique hotel. It's really nice. Shout out to the Roost at Ocean Springs. You should definitely check it out. It's beautiful. And no, it wasn't packed. So fortunately for us, we didn't have to deal with like a lot of people at the facility that we were spending the night at. I honestly think it was like us, another couple, and a gentleman on a business trip. And so that was really it. So we were pretty fortunate there. And
where'd you all when you all ate? Did you all dine in? What'd y'all do today?
Yeah. So Tuesday night, our anniversary night, we decided to go out and eat and kind of see what was available. And obviously in Ocean Springs, there's lots of restaurants and places you could go eat on normal circumstances or whatever. But there was a restaurant called Charred, a steak and oyster bar restaurant that we wanted to go to, and they were operating at normal hours, but they weren't allowing indoor service, so you couldn't sit inside. It was only outdoor, and even at that, they had the tables spaced 6 feet apart from each other. So, and all servers and employees of each establishment, restaurant, stores, they were all wearing masks, but they didn't require like their guests to wear a mask.
Well, I don't know if you can in a restaurant require guests to wear a mask, because you gotta eat.
I know the only thing you could do is wear it till like literally you put something in your mouth.
Yeah. What do you like? Reveal?
We're all going. Ashley did say this, and somebody's probably working on it. Somebody's out there working on some like Buzz Lightyear type thing where you mash the button and it comes down, and what somebody is. And I just said that, and that's a great idea.
It's not. I really hope it does not get to that.
I don't either, but hey.
But it was good. So you all said y'all ate at 4 different places. So Charred was one. The hotel or the place we stayed at had like a little cafe along with it. And so we ordered something the afternoon we got there for lunch, and we were the only ones that were sitting outside. So didn't have to worry about anybody there. Food was great. So that's 2. And then the next morning we found I called it like a little hippie breakfast spot. It was just like right down the road so we could walk to it. And they served like fruit and like kind of sweet, like breakfast pastries and stuff like that with coffee. And so we went there, and it was all sit outside, and there was like nobody there.
So, and then the last day we grabbed some barbecue from Murky Waters. If you're ever in Ocean Springs, check them out. Wings are great. Yeah. I got the fried shrimp. So I feel like I'm just talking all about this trip.
No, it's good.
In conclusion, it kind of felt normal, but there wasn't like a ton of people there. Yeah. So I didn't feel like, kind of.
Yeah.
And when we were walking around at some points, we did have our mask with us, so we tried to be as cautious as possible.
Yeah, that makes sense. I guess that's where we're kind of looking at. We are, as we look at several things here at, even at the church where we both attend, yes, we're looking at, our gatherings and our in-person gatherings, resuming those very soon. There's announcements coming about that. We're really excited about just we're kind of finalize those plans. Some news about Downtown Thursday, kind of is our summer service project really to our community to help with our downtown business, but also with the community, just providing quality entertainment for our families as well, or just anybody. Movie theaters are not open yet, so so we're still trying to work that part out. We got some really cool stuff coming there, so just trying to figure that out in just as we're looking at what that all looks like for us, balancing out health as we are facing and that's that part, I guess, when we're talking about where you have so many camps in it. About what's real, what's not, what's this, what's that, and that's the part where we're navigating. I saw something really interesting that I did want to read that I actually did finally find. I think I brought up last week. Talking about just someone, I don't know who it even it was called COVID precautions or anything. So it said this. So first of all, I wear a mask in public, not for me, but for you. I want you to know that I'm educated enough to know that I could be asymptomatic and still give you the virus. No, I don't live in fear of the virus. I just want to be part of the solution, not the problem.
Yeah.
I don't feel like the government is controlling me. I feel like I'm being a contributing adult to society, and I want to teach others the same. The world doesn't revolve around me. It's not all about me and my comfort. If we all could live with each other's consideration in mind as a whole, the world would be a much better place. Wearing a mask doesn't make me weak, scared, stupid, or even controlled. It makes me considerate. And when you think about how you look, how uncomfortable it is, or how others might think about you, just imagine someone close to you, a father, a mother, a grandparent, aunt, or uncle choking on a respirator. Man, they went there. And then ask yourself if it could be, if I could have sucked it up a little bit for them. So this was just one person's, I thought it was just interesting how they kind of posted all these things about like what wearing a mask, what that looks like, but just like, and I guess that's where I'm thinking when it comes to gathering in place. The one thing that as we, I don't really consider to be a reopening. We never closed the church, and we're not reopening it. Right. We just are gathering in place. But there's probably some real things that as people that are listening that attend Agape, that make Agape home, but even just beyond that, here are the things like we're gathering in place again, but there's some things that are still closed in our church. Yeah. What's closed? Number one, gossip is still closed. We still don't play that. We're not going to, and we're not going to have it. So, that's one of those things that we say in the church. Like, if that's your spiritual gift, I ask as pastor that you would find another church that really could appreciate that spiritual gift to its fullest.
Yeah.
But at Agape, we don't really appreciate the spirit of gossip, and we just really rather you use that spiritual gift wherever the Lord would lead you and go there and do that. The second thing is that strife is still not going to open in our church. We're just, that's still closed. Yep. And what that means is we don't all agree. We don't all see things the same way. But what we do know is we believe in the unifying power of Jesus Christ. So what I want to be really clear about is as we keep moving forward, there are going to be mask wearers. There are going to be ones that don't. I don't want either one looking down on either one because we're family. Yeah. Because we are the church. And just like there was diversity in how we voted, what we dress, this type of music, we're fairly tolerant. I even deal with Hagen's country music addiction. Even with that, I still care.
Let us pray.
I still care about him. And when he's looking for his country honey on Christian Mingle, I'm okay with that. I pray for the Lord leads him to that and blesses him accordingly.
Absolutely.
And so anyway, but even in those things, like, wait, we're still like, hey, strife is still out. Like we're still going to honor each other. We're still going to practice honor. And what I'm hoping is that the church as a whole, the capital C church people, take the lead in showing a very, very divided world, like how we exist, not just coexist, but how we genuinely care about each other. Absolutely. Especially in the midst of, you're going to make decisions about your health, like I'm going to make them about mine. And hey, can we just agree, like, just because I may not agree with that, you're not less in my eyes, I'm not less in yours. We just have made different things. Sure. But strife is still closed at Agape. We're not gonna opening that ever again. And so we're gonna value each other. We're gonna honor each other. And here's the part that's going to open that I'm hoping again, real genuine passion for Jesus, genuine passion for God. Like, we have, as much as we have made preparation for the virus to have it not spread, I'm hoping that we are making more preparation for the love of Christ and the passion for God to spread. Yeah. I'm hoping that we are passionate. I hope that when we're gathering in places, whatever happens again, like, we're not coming out of this the same. Right. Like I think we talked about some of that, right. Hey, I'm not coming out the same, even the, not to re-preach it, the message period that we just started, for my good. Hey, something out of this got to be for my good. Yeah. There's something he promised that no matter what I'm going through, somehow he's going to work it for my good. So those are all things as we're thinking about, like, as we're like, how do we navigate this whole thing? Yeah. Like, what does that really look like? And so, even as we talk about issues with race and those things, which that's going to be like, some people, like, you can almost feel them like kind of roll their eyes, but that's the world Agape lives in. Like, when it's not all, but we're multi-ethnic community. Yeah. And that's what the people that come there love about it, is that, hey, this is what and those have some unique challenges, like any body of believers does, and so ours aren't better or worse or whatever. It's just what God's called us to be. Right. So
I think a lot of people lose sight of the fact that, there's not one race in particular that's going to heaven. Yeah. Or, it's the human race. That's right. Yeah. It's pretty diverse. Yeah. Yeah. And for a lot of people to have such strong opinions about, well, I'm going to heaven and this, that, and the other, but they just lose sight of, what heaven's really going to be like. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's easy to, but you just have to take all that into consideration. And with everything that you just said, I feel that, influence is key. Yeah, in everything that we do. Like, also that we've been doing since this outbreak, and what we're going to do, like you said, when the church, our church, everybody's church, whatever, when it comes point to time where we start meeting together again, influence is going to be absolutely key, because the church has the opportunity to make such a huge impact.
Yeah, for sure.
And there's so many people that are hurting, and so many people have maybe lost loved ones going through this and whatnot. So as we get to that point, like you said, there are going to be people who have their opinions about it, and they're going to practice things that other people may not. But one thing you said is, like, for me, now that, say, wearing a mask, for example, the more I do it, the more comfortable I feel. Yeah, and I think that's with anything as well.
I look good in my mask.
I do.
I'm just saying. Now, there are people that customize. My daughter has started. She's very artistic, so she started customizing hers.
Yeah, I want to do that too.
I'm like, I'm not the customization part yet, but I mean, you almost are seeing where people are even making it like it's becoming a new accessory. I just saw one of our local stores, Ruby's. Yeah, Shout out to Ruby's.
There you go.
They had their Vera Bradley. I want to make sure I got it right. Vera Bradley. They had masks, and I mean, apparently they sold out like it was like quick.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, good for them.
Joshua Pugh wore. He got his. He wore his the other day for us.
He wore his Vera Bradley.
Boy, that boy was rocking that thing. And so but I'm and Ruby's, by the way, they said they're getting some more in soon, so check out Ruby's. But it was really cool. It was really cool. Just in that, I think it's becoming a fashion statement, an accessory for some people. I don't know if some of us wear Vans across, like with the name Vans, but there's got to be like I've seen the ones that even they were wearing, like motorcycle drivers used to have the ones that like it would actually look like they had a skull face.
I've seen those. Those have been out for a while, and I like some of those. I really do, but I just wanted to like customize one that looked like my COVID stash that I've got going, and so like just kind of make it a big nice. I like your big nice COVID smile on it.
It's been good.
So,
it's been good.
Yeah.
So the caricature is enough. Now we got to make a mask.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah. That would
nice.
be
okay. We'll contact the same artist.
That's right. We could do that.
Do a Brad mask.
Yeah.
So that every week, I'm gonna get one too and have my Brad COVID stash.
Oh, are you? You should. That would
my
be
Brad mask.
You should grow a little something.
Don't
right
start with the facial hair because I can't grow it, and you just said that on purpose to be the evil friend that you are.
I did not. I can't grow it.
Thank you
really,
very much.
I wish I could grow a beard, but I can't.
All right, before we end up in a fight, let me just say, William Frazier, what's up, man? It's good to see you there. I saw Sarah Bullard. Let me see what she said. We need to all use wisdom and all trust in the Lord and pray for our leaders. Very true. I think we definitely got to do that. She said, masks are hard for me to wear because I feel like I'm suffocating, but I do work it out. She said she needs a hairstylist.
I've heard that a lot.
It's great. It's true.
Yeah.
And it is. Like, it is.
There's a lot of pressure.
I'm not saying I love wearing a mask. For a long time, I would like go in and it almost created anxiety for me. Like when we first were in this and you had to wear them, I remember like it would literally like I could feel like my blood pressure rising, it causing and plus we talk about the glasses and fogging up, but just like feeling like just something.
It's a little claustrophobic-y right there.
Yeah, for real.
But like when the time comes and we do congregate, will you preach with a mask on?
No, I will not preach with a mask on because my goal then is to communicate, and that's hard to communicate. Like my whole facial expressions are how I help communicate.
Absolutely.
So that'd be hard for me to do that effectively with a mask on.
Yeah.
So, but if I had to have a mask on, I would, but it's not, there'll be enough distance between me and
that's what, I knew.
Right there.
Yeah. You are pretty well separated from everybody else. I think there is a lot of pressure on church leaders, pastors, government officials. I wouldn't want anyone's job right now during all this. But
yes,
there
is a ton, because here's what you don't want to do as a church leader. You don't want to be the church that you stepped out and then something happens in your church and then they track back to your church, like expose thousands of people. In the same sense, we can't live from fear. We have to live and lead from the word and from faith.
Right.
And so with that, wisdom, the proper application of the knowledge that I have, like the church has to lead in some respects in how to do this. We're not any more out of danger. The way I look at it, we're not any more out of danger just because our governor says, hey, this is okay.
It's clearly not.
We've got to operate in faith. We got to hear from God. We got to trust. And then the reality of it is people have got to make their own decisions. Yeah. They've got to decide in their own heart. And that's the part where I'm really contending for is out of your own heart. Because they're not, you can't make people really do anything.
No, you can't.
That's the hard part, and that's what we don't like that.
Right.
We like it when it's our advantage. We don't like it when it's us.
Yeah.
But what you can do is really ask from their heart that they would catch the vision of what it is or what you're moving toward, or the vision for common good at the same place, keeping your personal freedom, all those kinds of things. We're blessed to live in Mississippi. We have a governor that has by no means has tried to limit religious freedom whatsoever. Governor Tate Reeves has not done that, period. And no one can ever say that he has. And so So we've not lived under where some other states where they do feel like their religious freedoms have been attacked in some respects in gathering. So we've not, that's not my reality. I don't live there. I live here. Yeah. And so we've not been under that. But in the same sense, like, how do we use wisdom and lead from faith? And so that's where we are. That's where we're coming from. You had a meet with our team today, and we started out with, let's start with the word. Before we got into opinions, before we got into news, we just got in the word. And, I feel like it just helped us get just clarity. We read Psalm 91 together, and we just went right through it. Yeah. And then we read Psalm 105, and just going, hey, we just, hey, this is what we're declaring. This is where we're coming from. And I think when you recalibrate, you have all those other voices, but you're hearing from the voice that you have to lead from. And I got a team, which I have a great team, and I'm telling y'all, those that call Agape Church home, we got a great team. I'm just so incredibly proud, privileged to work with them. They're just amazing people. But we just said we're gonna lead from the word. Yep. We're gonna lead from faith. We're gonna apply wisdom, and we're gonna trust the Holy Spirit to order our steps. And from there, I'm like, what else do you want?
There's been a lot of times throughout biblical history where God's chosen people were in a situation where they were afraid.
Yeah, for real.
I mean, when someone's promising you land, that he is yours, and then you have a group of people that come back that influence a whole lot more people. That we can't do this. Yeah. And God's speaking to them, and He's telling them, trust me, step out. Just trust me on this. And so we got to hear from God, and we got to, like you said, church has got to lead by example.
It does, and I can only imagine, like, you're looking at some of these things, I imagine, and I not hyper spiritualized, but just really just kind of going, when you look at even when the children of Israel leave Egypt and they're on their way out, and then, to be crossing over the Red Sea, and then like to hear the chariots from Egypt coming after them. Yeah. There's just got to be a part that's like, there's got to be a joy in the freedom, but there's got to be a part, like when you start hearing your enemy coming after you, there's got to be a part that start on the inside that starts to tremble, that's thinking, why did I ever leave? And yet, it's in your leaving, one, that God made a way for it, but two, he even your enemy chasing, you may be the bait that he's using to cook their goose, like he did in that case. Right. And so, like, I think that's just things we have to look at when we're talking about fear. There's very likely, I think the things we came to grips with is there is a level of risk that we're going to have to live with. Yeah. But ultimately, it comes down to each person's decision. Each person has to decide to do what's best for their family, and then for their level and their circles of influence, their circles of even connection. Yeah, because it doesn't just affect you. Who you're around affects me. Yeah, now, we're social, we're distanced. Yeah, but we're still in close enough contact. Neither one of us are wearing masks right now. But what you do affects me. What I do affects you. Hopefully, we're being considerate of those things.
I do think of it often.
Yeah, well, I appreciate it.
I'm like, man, if something were to happen, James would. He would.
I'm not violent.
No, you're not. But you wouldn't be happy. I wouldn't be happy. But I'm just saying, you do have to keep all that into consideration.
Okay, absolutely. Hold on. I got to speak to my cousin. My cousin Giselle is there. So she and listen, Giselle is an amazing businesswoman. So excited that she's on there. So what's up, Giselle? Good to see you. We call her Gigi. It's good to see you, and so proud of you. She's an amazing photographer, and I'm trying to remember. I don't want to mess it up. I believe it's called the Bonds Bling Boardroom. I want to get it right. Is the the business that she's got going as well right now. So awesome. She's doing amazing, selling accessories, and so yeah, it's good to have her.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely.
So just even in that, how are you all feeling out there? I'm seeing some more comments. I see people talking about carrying together. But Nisa can be violent. Yeah. I agree. I agree. Trust me. We're coming up on 20 years of marriage. I don't fool with her, on a good there. I'm seeing Sarah Bullard as well, just saying no fear here. And we got to live by the word of God. And I think that's awesome. How are you all feeling out there just when we're talking about moving forward, managing, because ultimately people got to make a decision. Even when we start gathering again, ultimately people have to make a decision, just on that end. So any other comments from there? Anybody, y'all feel free to log on and let us know there.
So California, what was that, today or yesterday, said that they're staying under lockdown till, was that August?
Man, it's been a lot of news out of California. I think Los Angeles County said that they are for sure till August.
Gotcha.
I saw the Cal State school system, which Cal Poly is one of the Cal State schools, announced they were doing strictly online classes for the fall. So they're not. So that's, that means they're not even having students back on campus till the beginning of the year.
Wow.
To 2021. So yeah, it's there's some big news that's coming there, but I believe some places are opening. I believe there's some counties that are going to get some leeway. I was talking with another pastor friend of mine that's in San Luis Obispo County, and I guess some counties are ahead of they have a phase plan, so some counties are ahead and reach their benchmark, so they're asking to move ahead a little further.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty crazy. What's up, Ken Bullard? Oh well, yeah, it's so yeah, there's a lot of news out of California. A lot of news here. We still have some things that are happening here in Jones and surrounding counties.
There is. And with that being said, I think even with things opening up, I would say that, to use the phrase out of the woods is not something that I personally would, just cling on to now. There's just, unfortunately, people would still need to use really good judgment.
Yeah.
And because there's still a lot of sickness.
Yeah, there is, and there are people. We have a lot of our
just
doctor friends
County,
that are fighting at South Central Medical Center, fighting for the people's lives, fighting to treat patients.
Yeah.
And so again, just let's not forget them, that there are people that are every day on the front lines that are really on the front lines here.
Yeah.
We're not New York, but it's big for here, and
Absolutely.
so you have different nurses, different people that are there that are involved, and so remember them. I'm reading Gigi's comment. She just said, "I'm not interested in reopening my business anytime soon." Yeah, that's
probably smart.
Yes, yeah. So there's some people are there, just not. They're like, hey, I'm just not. I want any part of this. I want any part of it. So no, I hear you. And there's others that are chomping at the bit. I just got a text. It looks like we're getting a new kind of taco called Geckos in downtown Laurel. So
heard that.
So some people are launching new business ventures. Yeah. So yeah, it's pretty crazy. A
lot going on.
But I mean that's some of the things that we had talked about in that part as well. You work for a major company. Y'all kind of going?
We have been working from home, and today was our first day back in the office, all of us. We have a lot of assets, kind of around the Southeast, but as far as employee count, we're a little lower, so we don't have to worry too much about a large crowd or whatever, and we all have offices that are pretty distant from each other. So but it was different, been at home working for the past 2 or 3 months, so having to get up and be somewhere at a specific time.
Put on shirt and shorts again.
That's right,
kind of different.
Get all clothed up and whatnot. And so I was like, man, I'm gonna be on the struggle bus in the morning trying to get there at 8 a.m.
I hear you. I
did make it. So
Ken, let's see, what did Ken say? Ken says that he bought a scarf. He brought a scarf, and they were made overseas as well. There's a lot of our products. There's a lot of our personal protection equipment is made over in China as well. So there's a lot that's made overseas. So
I know how people. That kind of gives you not an eerie feeling at all, but you buy something or you get something like that and it's made in China, I mean, do you think immediately about the fact that
I probably don't. I'm
really?
probably not the one that immediately thinks about that.
I mean, I don't think like, oh, it's contaminated or whatever, but it does take me back to the time where I'm like, where we realized this, and I'm sorry, I'm not pointing the finger, but to where this all kind of
originated from.
And I was thinking about that too. It's like, man, it's been 3 months, or I mean, just since, you know, I know it's been longer as a whole, but like for us, because we had our men's retreat the first weekend of March, I believe. Right.
Yeah. And then
it was that next weekend where we had our last service.
Yep.
And then after that, we've been distant.
Yeah.
And
for real.
so I'm just like, man, it's kind of going by fast.
Yeah.
But also at the same time, if you would have asked me then, were we going to be, you know, staring June in the face without recongregating, I would have said no. I honestly would have been like, there's no way.
There's no way. No. And I don't think we could have handled that at the beginning. If someone said March that we would not be able to gather in place till June. Yeah. I think people would have lost their minds. I know. I would. It's just kind of like.
But I'm also glad that we had the knowledge to not, you know, obviously officials were pretty adamant about things closed, but man, can you think if things had not, if like life would have just gone on, which a lot of people kind of have been doing their own thing anyways, but you know, collectively with stores, restaurants, you know, and just no one using good judgment and just been like, what, can you imagine?
I can't. But I think I said it last week as well. I think when we have, you know, as we have prayed, as we have asked, you know, God to intervene, I again encourage, you know, people of faith to remember, like, just when they see numbers that are nowhere near projections,
thank the Lord,
that I pray that we're not the ones that are sitting back going, see, it's a hoax, instead of going, no, we prayed and our God intervened.
Yeah, and you said last week, you know, God gives us wisdom.
He gives us wisdom. And I'm grateful for it. And I really do believe I'm going to give him all the credit and all the glory for it, that if we're not reaching those projections, it is because of the steps that we've taken, but it is more because God intervened, that the church, capital C church as a whole, got together, prayed like never before, continues to pray like never before. There's several online events coming this week related around Pentecost that are just powerful, that you're seeing, like just this, the church coming together. All those things are really, really, I think, key and important. And
that should make you excited.
To God be the glory. I
mean, when you think about the church, the capital C church, on a global scale, all praying for one thing.
It's huge.
I mean, that's powerful.
It's huge. It's very powerful, and it speaks of the power of that. You know, I think that's key.
And I mean, it's an old saying, you know, what a mighty God we serve. Yeah. But there's been no truer statement than what a mighty God we serve. So
Giselle said, Gigi said, back in March when they said a vaccine would take 12 to 18 months, I knew we'd be indoors a long time. And I think it's true. And I don't know if I heard 12 to 18. I think I've always heard like 18 to 24. And, you know, and even then, I'm not like the weird one, I hope, but I'm like a little bit, you know, I'm a little bit on the side of like, I don't know if I'm gonna be the first in line to take the vaccine. No. You know, not that I'm, you know, and I believe in science and those things. I'm just a little bit kind of like,
just not volunteering for it.
Not, you know, and I'm not a big needle fan anyhow.
Oh, really?
So, you know, but you know, but
you got any tattoos?
You know, but no, do you?
No.
You don't have any.
I don't. I want to go.
Hey, you got any? You got any ink on you? He's not gonna tell us about it. He lied. Hagen's got.
My wife wants me to get wants me to get like this really large, like gangster style lettering tattoo across my back.
The old English, like that kind of old English style. Yeah. Lord. Yeah. Well, I mean, okay. You know, some people like,
really. not at all. Just seeing if
she was like, Brad,
no.
Ashley, hope you heard that.
Yeah,
he just sent you right on Front Street.
Absolutely.
So on there.
Yeah.
I you know, again, and part of my thing about tattoos is a good one is expensive.
That's
and
true.
I feel like personally, like my skin tone is not light enough that it would show up as well. So I feel like with all that nice, like someone goes to all that detail. I want to see it.
You want to show
it. And if I'm paying $500 for it,
it better show up.
If I pay $500 on it, it's gonna show.
Absolutely,
it's gonna sparkle.
Yeah.
It's gonna.
You are right. They are expensive. It takes a long time.
Well, there's a
lot of effort involved.
You can go to some that look like, no, you got the free. Somebody's practicing.
You can wind up,
you don't want.
wind up on tattoo nightmares.
You don't want to do that. You'll do that.
Absolutely.
Well, we are at our end tonight just for our time, and it's been awesome.
Yeah.
You want to remind them where they can find our podcast?
Yeah, guys, we are available on Apple iTunes on podcast there. We're available on Spotify and Stitcher, iHeart Radio, and also on YouTube. Now, the good thing about all that I just said is it's completely free. So go ahead and download and subscribe to all those podcasts, or our podcast rather, on whatever platform that you prefer. And so that would mean a great deal to us. Yeah.
Listen, again, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for downloading our podcast, for being a part, for participating. Thank you for everybody that participated tonight. Yeah. It's so important that we have conversation, that we have dialogue. If we cannot begin to talk with each other about the issues, we will never, ever get to a place where we can live together in harmony, even though we may not agree on everything.
Yeah.
That absolutely is possible. And what I'm going to say again, and just want to be clear about, is I believe in the unifying power of Jesus.
Absolutely.
I believe in that.
No question.
So anyway, as we get ready, thank you guys again for tonight. Gigi again said, I can't think of anything I want on my body permanently. I guess. We did some of that when, the fraternity I was in, a lot of my fraternity brothers and others that were in fraternity, they get brands, and so I was like, no, a little too permanent. So,
you're frat, bro.
Some of them do it. Anyway, good night, everybody. Thank you all for joining us.
We'll see you guys next Monday night at 6 p.m., hopefully.
For more live, interactive conversation about
almost anything.
We'll see you.
Take care.